Hello to all, welcome to the channel Code++. In this video, we are going to understand box sizing property in CSS. So here before us, we have the simple HTML. This is just for understanding the text or the theory behind it. So in H3, we have a border box, and the border box tells the browser to account for any border and or padding to be included within an element's width and height. And the content box, which is the default one, is the default box sizing behavior. The element would become wider as any border and or padding would be added to the final width. The theory is okay, but we can see the demonstration, and that would make the point very clear. So for these texts, I have added the CSS, as you can see in the style tag. So first of all, S2 I have placed a margin left of 10 pixel, margin bottom of 10 pixel. For S3, I have given it a color of indigo, and for the paragraph tags, I have given them a greenish color with a font size of 19 pixel. And then the whole div with a class of explanation has been given a margin of left 20 pixel. You can see the explanation class over here on line number 72. So that is all done. Now we have our main box 1. Inside this div of class box 1 on line number 80, and inside it there is some text, and the text is box 1. I have given some CSS styling to it. So it has a position of fixed. So from the top of the window, it would have a position of 220 pixel, and from the left it would have a position of 200 pixel. It would be a box which would have a width of 200 pixel and a height of 200 pixel. The text inside the box would have a color of white, and the box background color would be crimson. We can see the result on the browser right now. So here we have the text, the theory which we had read, and the box 1 with a background color of crimson, width of 200 pixel and a height of 200 pixel. Now coming back to our code, we can have two other boxes with reference to this box, and they would have classes of box 2 and box 3, which I have written and commented earlier. Now let me uncomment them one by one. And if I save them, nothing would happen because I have not given any CSS property. So let me uncomment the CSS property and explain to them, and we can see the output on the browser. So I have uncommented the two and saved them. But first of all, let us see what they are about. So these boxes, like the earlier box 1, have a position of fixed. So from the top of the browser window, the box 2 would have a position of 450 pixel, and from the left it would have a position of 200 pixel. It would be 200 pixel wide and would have a height of 20 pixel. So it would be a rectangle, and it would be in same width as the box 1 we had. Now the text color inside that would be white with a background color of somewhat sky blue, dark sky blue you can say. And now the box 3 is the same thing with a position of fixed. From the top it would be 220 pixel, and from the left 430 pixel with a height of 200 pixel and a width of 20 pixel. So it would be a rectangle which would have the same height as of the box 1, but it would be very thin with a width of 20 pixel, and the text color inside would be white, and the background color would be dark green. I have saved this. Now let us see the result on the browser. So here we have the box 1, the box 3 and the box 2, as you can see on the screen. Now, as was discussed, these boxes have a height of and width of corresponding to box 1. Now coming back to our code, let us do something and understand what happens when we apply border box and content box in the box sizing property of CSS. So coming back to our code, now let me first apply a padding of 20 pixel in box 1 and see the result on the screen. Now let us be very clear that the default box sizing property is content box. And what would content box do? The padding would be added to the box 1, right? So the main box would remain 200 pixel in width and height, but the padding would be added around it. And we can see this on the browser. So let me uncomment this and save this and move on to the browser. As we can see that the box 1 has increased in width and height by 20 pixel around. And in this box model on the right hand side, we can see that the main box, that is box 1, is of width and height 200 pixel, and around it the padding of 20 pixel has been added. Now the width of the box 1 in totality would be 200 pixels plus 20 pixel on the left and 20 pixel on the right. So it would be 240 pixel. And we can confirm this by adding 40 pixel to box 2 as well as box 1 in their corresponding width and height. Let us do that. So I come to box 2 and add a width of 40 pixel and make it 240 pixel and a height of 240 pixel. Save it. And now we can see that the box 2 and box 3 are of the same height as of box 1. So this proves the point that the box 1's height and width has increased by adding a padding of 20 pixel, and this was due to the content box sizing property. Now let us add some border to it. Now the border would be further added around the box 1. So let me uncomment it and save it. And we can see that a border of 40 pixel has been added around the box 1, while the box 2 and box 3 remain on their own positions, having a width of 240 pixel and a height of 240 pixel. But at the same time, the box 1's border has been added of 40 pixel around, so that is why it has grown in size. Now let me come back to box 2 and make it again to a width of 200 pixel and a height of 200 pixel in box 3. Save them. This was our original configuration for box 2 and box 3. Now let us examine box 1 having a content box type. If I come on the right hand side of the screen, I can see that the box 1 is still of width and a height of 200 and a padding of 20 pixel around it and a border of 40 pixel around it. So in total, the width of box 1 would be 200 pixel, the original thing, 20 pixel plus 40 pixel on left and right side. So it would be 40 plus 20, 60 on the left side and 60 on the right side. So in total, the width of the total box 1 would be 320 pixel. And we can confirm this by increasing the size of box 2 and box 3 by adding 120 pixel to their width and height respectively. So if I do box 3 as 320 pixel and box 2 as 320 pixel and save them, we can see that they have become the size of box 1. So that is how by box sizing things can be done. So let me revert it again back to 200 pixel. Save it and come back onto the screen. Now let us make the box 1 with the box sizing of border box and see what happens. Now if I save it, we can see the first initial thing we had seen, that is, there is our box 1 and now it has shrunk to the original size of 200 pixel of width and 200 pixel of height. And if I come on the right side and see the box model, I can see that since now the box sizing is of border box, all the things would be included within the elements with width and height. So any border and or padding would be included within an element's width and height. Now if I come back to my code and comment this border in the box 1 and save it, we can see that there remains only a padding of 20 pixel, and this padding of 20 pixel would be included within the width and height of 200 pixel of box 1. Let us see this in the browser, and we can see on the right hand side that the padding of 20 pixel has been added within the width and height of box 1, that is 200 pixel. So 160 pixel is the width and height of box 1, and a padding of 20 pixel on the left and 20 pixel on the right makes it 200 pixel. So coming back to our code, let me comment this and restore it to the original thing, and let me comment this also and let me uncomment this. So this was the original state. I know that this was not originally uncommented, but this is the default position. So if you don't mention it, it would be like that, or if you mention it, it is better. It depends on the choice and the readability intent in the code. So I hope this video has made the box sizing explanation clear. Now if you have any comments and queries, you can put them down in the comment section. Do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel Code++. Thank you for watching this channel.